There's this feeling that pretty much every entrepreneur has had at some point. If I just had more capital, everything would work. Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a fantastic article that really challenges that core belief and gets to the heart of what it really takes to succeed.
Does this sound familiar? I mean, it's the sigh you hear in business advisors' offices all over the country. It's that thought that keeps you up at night, right? The belief that just one cash injection, one loan, one investment, that's the only thing standing between you and success. And wow, that is a heavy weight to carry.
But then you get hit with this question, and it changes the entire conversation. When people are asked this, they often just pause. Not because they don't have ideas, but because they've been so focused on getting the money, they haven't fully mapped out how to use it in the most effective way possible. This right here, this is where the real work begins. Okay, so first things first, let's tackle what the source material calls the capital myth, this big idea that money is the ultimate solution to all our problems.
And look, it's totally understandable. You see all these stories of massive funding rounds, and it's just so easy to think that capital is the #1 ingredient for growth. We're pretty much told to chase the money. But what if that's only half the story? Or what if it's actually the wrong place to start?
Here's the hard truth from the article, and it's a big one. Money is an amplifier. It just magnifies whatever is already there. So if your systems are solid, yeah, it's going to accelerate your growth. But if there are cracks in your foundation, capital will just make those cracks bigger, and it'll do it a whole lot faster. To really get our heads around this, the article uses this really powerful metaphor, the difference between fuel and direction. Think about it like this. Capital is the fuel for your car, but skill, that's your GPS, your navigation system. Sure, fuel gets you moving, but without any direction, you're just as likely to drive straight off a cliff. Skill, on the other hand, that's a multiplier. That's what creates success you can repeat over and over again. So, the crucial point comes down to this really simple but kind of devastating equation. If you pour capital into a business that isn't operationally sound, it doesn't have its pricing right or good cash flow management or a real understanding of its customers, you're not solving problems. You're just putting your foot on the gas and speeding them up. But hey, this isn't about doom and gloom. It's really about empowerment. So let's flip that equation on its head, because skill doesn't just manage capital, it actually creates it. Let's make this super real with a story from the article about a client named Maria. She runs a small cleaning service, she's working these crazy long hours, and she just feels stuck. She's convinced the only way to grow is to get a loan so she can hire some help. Sound familiar to anyone? So instead of filling out a loan application, Maria was advised to build a very specific skill, analyzing her own business operations. She took a hard look at her pricing and her schedule, and what she found was shocking. She was charging almost 20% less than the going market rate. With just a few simple skill-based tweaks, she completely changed her financial picture.
And the result? Get this. By applying these new skills, Maria generated an extra $1,000 in net income every single month. She didn't take on any debt. She didn't find an investor. She literally created her own capital.
Maria's journey is the perfect example of becoming what lenders and investors call capital ready. It's all about proving you can manage and generate resources effectively before you ask for more. You've shown you've got the direction, now you can make the case that you just need more fuel. And this isn't some vague concept. The U.S. Small Business Administration, the SBA, has a super clear framework for this, the 5 C's of credit. And notice something here. Only one of them is actually capital. The other 4, character, capacity, collateral, and conditions, all of those are built through skill, strategy, and just sound management. This quote from the article just gets right to the heart of it all. It's that classic teach a person to fish philosophy, but for entrepreneurs. So why is this so much more powerful? Well, think about it. A cash gift is a one-time fix. It can even build dependency. But learning the skill to make that money, that is a repeatable process. It's an asset that creates true freedom and sustainability for your business. It's a total game changer. Okay, so where do you start? How do you actually begin building these skills so you can become truly capital ready? Let's get into the actual steps you can take. Organizations like the Small Business Development Center, or SBDC, they operate on a really simple but powerful principle: education before elevation. The whole goal is to equip you with the knowledge first so that when you do get elevated with funding, you're actually prepared to fly. And the best part? There is a whole ecosystem of free resources out there to help you do this. I'm talking one-on-one advising, workshops, the SBA's online learning platform, mentorship from SCORE, specialized centers for women and veterans. The support you need to build your skills is widely available.
So, start by asking yourself these 3 questions. 1. What skill can I work on right now? 2. Am I actually using the free help that's available to me? And 3. What part of my business could I make more efficient before I even think about adding more money to it?
Ultimately, it all comes down to this one idea. Markets change, equipment wears out, but the skills you build in financial management, marketing, operations, those are yours forever. They are the one investment that will always pay dividends.
And that leaves us with this final crucial question. It's not about finding money tomorrow, it's about deciding what you can learn today. So what is the one skill, whether it's pricing, marketing, cash flow, whatever, what's the one skill you will commit to building first? Because that is the real start of your journey.